Strange how far we've come. Once, this little cube was an oracle, a tool of fate, something you cast not to play, but to pray. People didn't ask what are the odds, they asked what is the will of the gods. So how did we get here? From prophecy to probability, from divine signs to decimal points. Before the game became entertainment, it was a ritual. In 16th century France, a lottery winner was told not that he had won, but that God had chosen him. 500 francs, by divine appointment. But faith alone didn't build empires. In Venice, fortune arrived by boat, silk, silver, spices, and speculation. Trade brought wealth. Wealth brought risk, and risk became a business. The first paper notes weren't flashy. They were promises, stamped and signed. More trustworthy than memory, lighter than gold, and on some nights, just enough to buy your way into a game. Aristocrats gathered in salons and ridottos, not just to gossip, but to wager. No longer playing for luck, but playing for credit. Bankers' games were born, deals across velvet, calculated to the coin. Lansquenet was chaos with rules. Fast cards, fast bets, faster losses. It swept through Europe like dice through fingers. Hazard looked elegant. 2 dice, a simple table, noblemen with steady hands. But behind the ritual was the same thrill. Roll high, win fast. Roll wrong, start over. Primero taught players to lie with a straight face. It wasn't about the cards anymore. It was about reading the man holding them. The seeds of poker, planted in velvet. And then there was chess. No dice, no luck, just decision. In a world of chaos, chess stood alone. A game that offered control, even if only on the board. Girolamo Cardano didn't just play games. He tried to decode them. He wrote the first book on probability, while juggling medicine, alchemy, and a life soaked in loss. He believed that even chance had patterns, if you looked hard enough. His story began with the odds stacked against him. 3 failed attempts by his mother to end the pregnancy. And yet, he lived. Cardano didn't just play games of chance. He studied them. In Liber de Ludo Aleae, he calculated odds, documented betting strategies, and warned of addiction. He was both scientist and superstitious, Enlightenment mind and medieval soul. In the end, he gave us more than probability. He gave us the first handbook on responsible gambling. What if the odds weren't just guessed? What if they could be proven? Chevalier de Mireille, a nobleman with a problem, thought so. He bet a 6 would appear in 4 throws of a die, and it did. Then he tried betting on a double 6 in 24 throws of 2 dice. It didn't work. So he wrote a letter. Blaise Pascal got it, and he reached out to Pascal de Fermat. Their letters sparked a revolution, not in politics, but in thought. They defined probability. From taverns to theory, chance was now a science. But Pascal wasn't done with games of chance. Desmarais had asked not just how to bet, but how to end. If a game stops before it's finished, who gets what? What's fair? It wasn't a question of luck, but justice. Pascal and Fermat's answer became the foundation of expected value, the core of modern probability. But Pascal saw more than numbers. He asked the ultimate question. What if belief is a wager too? God is, or he is not. Reason cannot decide, but you must wager. In the end, probability wasn't just about games. It was about life, fairness, risk, and the choices we make, even when the game doesn't finish. From divine signs to calculated risks, what once guided kings and prophets now fuels games, investments, and everyday choices. Cardano gambled to survive. Pascal gambled on eternity. And we still gamble with our time, our hearts, our hopes. Probability was never just about games. It was about understanding uncertainty and giving it a shape. Next time you place a bet, remember, you're not just playing the odds. You're walking a path laid by philosophers, gamblers, and ghosts with dice. Next time, we enter the first gambling houses, where chance found a home and the house always waited.